of deep waters. Basically, we're just gonna go over everything we used, the setups, all that stuff, because we used a lot. So I'm not gonna do a whole bunch of talking. We're gonna dive right on in. Oh, I got something really cool for the next episode, something different. First time this has ever happened in history. So then we get to talk about it. But for right now, let's jump right on in. All right, I'm kind of gonna go in order. That's just kind of how my head works, right? So, Carolina rig. I'm with Lew's. I'm slowly making the transition from all to Lew's. And I've almost done it. I have not found the Carolina rig that I want. That's not because I haven't used everything. I just hadn't had time. I usually Carolina rig more in the winter time, not so much in the summertime. I still am throwing a 7.6 dragger. Lew's makes a 7.4 Carolina rig rod. I'm not gonna use a 7.4. I'm gonna use at least a 7.6. There is a rod Lew's makes that I am working on, messing around with, but this is what I was throwing. Brent was either throwing this rod or throwing a Falcon Carolina rig Carol rod, also a 7.6. This expert one is a little bit heavier. The Carolina rig Carol was all I ever threw. They came out with this. I liked it a little bit better. I switched. So just because someone sticks with something for a long time doesn't mean there's another rod better. I'll show you another example of that too. And have it on the Super Duty 300, the Lew's. All right, so I got the tungsten 1 ounce weight, just a regular old swivel, little clacker. I have a game hog. I had switched game hogs. So if you notice, I was throwing a bigger game hog at first. So I actually had a 5/0. Let me see if I got it. I got to get everything out. Might as well just keep it out. But I know some of these things you're gonna want exact. So I keep things differently because I know what they are. That's normally what I throw when I Carolina rig. 3/0, cutting point owner. I had the 5 when I'm throwing the big game hog. Like I said, I can switch back and forth. Like I said, we were trying to throw something different, right? He was throwing something smaller, I was throwing something bigger. Okay, next, what else were we doing? Oh yeah, hybrid hunter stuff. I've talked about this for a little bit. I'm making a mess getting all this stuff out showing y'all, okay? So, it's the Lew's Super Duty Speed Stick, okay? This is the stuff on it, 7.6, medium heavy action. And I said earlier that I use rods, right? And it takes me a while to figure them out. That's just because I don't go what everyone says. I got to test them. This is what we do, right? This is my job. I like to go out there and test things. Testing them is not a one-day deal. It might take 6 months for me before I have confidence to go out there and fish it in a tournament. For just catching fish, don't care. But guys, this is tournament stuff. So I think that's a big deal because I'm trying to show y'all when it's on the line, what's the best. I'm not gonna just use a rod because it has Lew's on there or someone told me it's the best. I don't do that. So I'm gonna go out there and mess with it and make sure it's the rod I want. I threw a Castaway, I don't even know where it is. It's in there. I got this like 7.6 Castaway. I've thrown it for 10 to 12 years. I was gonna get Lew's to make a hybrid hunter rod because I could not find one anywhere. Lucky for me, they had this rod. That's what I'm throwing all my hybrid stuff on for the last year, over a year now. And it's a better rod. It's made better. I can get a bunch of them. The other ones, they discontinued. I wouldn't even throw them. I've got 3 of them. Don't even throw those. This is what I throw. Love them even better. Speed Spool Pro Series 7-1. Probably could have gone 8-1. I don't think they make the Speed Spool in the Pro Series anymore. The new ones just came out. I'm ordering the new Pro Series or whatever they are. 20-pound Sunline Sniper, okay? I caught the big one on this bully, okay? I have a lot of hybrid hunters in there. I know we caught some on that one, which is the oyster. I know we threw the smooth a lot. And I know we threw sweet shad. Where is sweet shad? Because it's on another rod. But I can show you this. Sweet shad. I have it on another rod and I don't feel like getting it out. That's the other one we were throwing. So that's the different colors. We probably tried some other ones. Caught some fish on them. We could only throw one rod, right? But did it matter? I don't know if it mattered that much. We caught them on all of them. So we just kind of threw whatever. Sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't. I was also throwing another version of the Hybrid Hunter as well. And I think I'm allowed to talk about it, maybe not, I'm not sure, so I'm not going to. This is the swim jig we were throwing. This is actually the one we were throwing. It's 1/2 ounce Hack Attack heavy cover swim jig with, although it's faded, like I said, it's the same one. All right, it's just easier for me to do this. This was the color, look how much that's faded. But like I said, that's actually the color we were throwing. White swimming caffeine shad. It's basically white. It's not all white. All right, I'm gonna be honest, you're not gonna be happy about this. I'm just keeping it real, it is what it is. Okay, this is a lose. We are building this rod. I have 4 or 5 of them, I'm testing them out. I've had them for a while. I didn't throw them a lot because I was just fishing tournaments. I've now started trusting them in tournaments. All those swim jig fish I was catching, some of the ones I was catching, I don't really know what Brent was throwing. I was also, same rod, throwing this, the Rage Cutter Tail, the big one, the 7-inch one, in red bug color. Same rod. Still have it on loose, Super Duty 300, 25-pound line, okay? 25-pound shooter. I throw the shooter a little bit more when I'm around trees or like grass and things like that, that I'm gonna be like roughing it up a little bit. That shooter's what I throw. Let's wait, stopper. Y'all should all know that. If y'all don't know about that, that's the haymaker. That is the hook that was going to basically change the face of hooks. That will come in, get used to the haymaker. Just get used to it. That's what I will talk about all the time. If y'all don't know, go check out the video I did on the haymaker. This was the first time we ever got to fish it. That's when I knew it was the deal. So yeah, all those were caught on the haymaker, 5/0. I was catching some on a swim jig. Brent just picked up my rod and started throwing the darker colored swim jig. There's that rod, there's this rod. Same rod, same 7'3" prototype rod. Still got the loose Super Duty 300 on it. 25-pound shooter, Sunline. This is the jig, it's a structure jig. Now, got everything all up in the way. Why I had that, I throw that structure jig. If y'all don't know about my thoughts on structure jigs, here's another video on structure jigs. Let me see what color that is. I honestly don't remember the color, but I love it. There's the color, okay? Now it says 3/4, but that's the color. There's the 1/2. That's really what we were throwing. 1/2 ounce structure jig in that color, that brown and purple. I have to go look up the color. Why I thought it was structure jig? I just always have. With the colors, I actually don't want them to be too close. Them to be different, just enough. It gives them a different look. They stand out. I don't know, I've just always done that. That pretty much takes care of most of that. Once again, the rod. There it is. That's what I was throwing the Chapo on. Now, I don't necessarily wanted to throw that on there. I kind of like a 7.6 rod, to be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's really what I've always thrown it on. I threw it on that. I never lost a fish, never really missed one. I don't know, my rethink my thinking on this, but that 7'3", still with Super Duty. Please tell me y'all know about the plasma braid by now. I have been throwing it for like 4 or 5 years now. I probably have some links about plasma braid stuff. This stuff is phenomenal. It is by far the best braid I've ever thrown. I live down here in Texas. I frog fish probably more than anyone else I know. I flip jigs, I flip grass. I throw braid a ton. And I'm telling you, I've been throwing it for 20 years. Braid, the first spider wire that ever came out, I was throwing it. I've thrown everything. I promise you, I've thrown so much stuff. The plasma is the deal. It's awesome. So normally I'd probably throw it on 50. Like I said, I was kind of frog fishing too. So I just kind of picked what up was next. Doesn't really matter. This is 60. And I threw, where's my Chapo? Oh, I was like, I just had it out for y'all. I'm having to get back up under here at the sun. I'm gonna die of sweat. There's my Chapo. I throw the Whopper Plopper too. I didn't think much about it. Black. So many people get up into these colors. Guys, you just try something. Like, just try it. And I just threw black. Black's usually pretty consistent. I went with black. Started getting bit on it, didn't change. Never thought of any reason to change. I wasn't never missing anything on it. That's what I threw from the very get-go. That's pretty much what we threw in the tournament. I have some other things that we're going to talk about. Now, we did catch some fish doing some other things. One, the wobble head. Strike King makes this wobble head. It is phenomenal. If you don't know about it, here's what's so awesome about it. Let me move all this stuff out of the way. To be honest with you, I've never done a video on wobble heads. I don't know why. Maybe because I kind of keep them secret. Right? That's the wobble head I was throwing. See that hook again? Yeah, you recognize that hook. That's that haymaker again. Works perfect. Here's what's cool about the wobble head. This is where I like it. Say that hook gets damaged, rusty, whatever it might be. You don't have to use the same hook that comes on all these baits. You can use something different. Look, that's how fast I put it on there. Do y'all see that? If anyone's not using this, look at this. Easiest way to put that on, it's got to face it like that. Just like you normally would. Face it, click it in, boom, that quick. You really want to hear my thoughts on this, why you're not using this type, that you can replace the hooks and put any hook you want to, smaller hook, bigger hook. Tell me why you wouldn't be using this. I can't think of a reason why this isn't literally the best wobble head on the market because of that. It's tungsten. You can put anything you want on it. It's enough said. I was throwing actually this rage bug, the big rage bug though, the largest size we have, a moon juice color. Why moon juice color? A lot of times, guys, I just pick something. I got bit on it, didn't think twice about it, so that's what I kept with. Didn't ever switch. Got one more thing. This is the 8.0 I was throwing. I believe this is yellow perch. The rod. I want to talk to you about this rod. This is a 711, that's right, 711 power medium heavy. I did not know what I was going to do with this rod for a while. I got it. I never messed with it. And I was like, man, let's just check this out. Instantly loved this rod. That's what I was throwing that 8.0 on. And I'm going to throw some other things on that rod. Yeah, I've got this Speed Spool Pro Series. This is a 6:4 ratio. So I've got 20-pound sniper sunline on that. Yeah, I crank. If y'all don't know, I got this whole deal on cranking. Okay, yes, I crank with 20-pound sunline sniper all the time. We do it on not just that, 6XDs, everything. The 6XD rod, same deal. Got it on the same reel, different rod. It's like a 710. It's a prototype. We're kind of gonna keep that. I'm not gonna show you that one, but I also only caught like one fish on it, so it's not that big of a deal. But that's what I was catching that rod. Same reel, same line, just a different rod. I couldn't even tell you the 6XD color I was throwing because, to be honest with you, it was one fish over the entire time we were there. Didn't pay attention to it. I don't know what Brent was throwing. Brent caught basically one fish on his rod. I bet you it was a Falcon 7.9 XD is what it was. He had a DD14 on. Couldn't tell you the color because I'm not familiar with their colors, all of them. And that color, he just picked it just because he had it on. He caught one fish on it, great, but I couldn't tell you what that was. He's also cranking 20-pound sunline. Like the reasons we all do this is because we've all figured out that we can do this, right? All of us. Like, it's not because I just do it. Like, we've all, like, I learned it from my buddy Russell, because every once in a while I'd break off cranking on Rayburn. Of course, we're catching giants. And then all of a sudden he was like, dude, just put on 20 pounds, you'll be fine. And I listened to all these things for all these years. And if y'all notice, I talk about this a lot, about reading magazines and these things that people tell you. They're telling you something. They tell you this because, does it work? Yeah, I mean, it all kind of works, right? Like, almost every bait I can go out there and catch a fish with. But what I've learned is, if I can catch fish cranking with 20 as I can with 12, that's just one less chance I'll ever break off on a fish. I can do more things with it. Will it go as deep? No, but I'm not trying to get a foot deeper. Like, if that's the goal, then you should throw 12-pound test line. If you think that the crankbait's not gonna work as good, I don't believe that. I really don't. None of us believe that. Our track records have proven that. So we don't look at it the same. If I told you, hey, we were in 22 foot of water and we were trying to get down to 22 foot, then yes, I might have gone to 12. But that's usually rarely the case, is depth. Like I'm rarely trying to get a foot deeper. So I'll throw 20. And go back to the whole sunline deal about like thinner diameter and sunline than most other lines. So it's really not even 20 like what most people think. It's like more like 17. I was gonna do this whole bonus rod thing because I was gonna tell you what the spinnerbait we had on. Okay, the spinnerbait. That's just a 1/3/8 ounce bottom dweller by Strike King. That's what we throw spinnerbaits on when we're gonna go out there real deep or bang them into trees. Once again, still got the Super Duty on there at 300. Yeah, still the same rod as before. That's a prototype. Hang on with that prototype rod. I'm getting loose to build them. They should come out with them hopefully. I think the one deal he was throwing a Carolina rig with a small little creature bait on there. I know it was little, and I want to say it was, to be honest with you, I don't know what creature bait it was, but I know it's a lot like the one that Strike King just came out with at iCast, the Scound Bug. So I think it's the Scound Bug. I think that sounds right. Anyways, it's a lot like that one. I'm waiting on that, guys. I'm waiting to show y'all like the showcase of like everything Strike King's come out with, but I had to wait till after iCast. So hopefully over the next month or two, I'm gonna kind of like go out there and fish with those and kind of show you the deal with all those new baits from iCast that Strike King came out with. But that's for later. Now I have to go clean up my boat because I got all that out for y'all. Oh yeah, hooks. I almost forgot. The owner hooks. Everyone always asks me about the hooks, like the treble hooks. Keep it really simple, guys. Let's come over here. Now, when I say keep it simple, yes, I got a bunch of different stuff. The box is pretty broken up. These are all owner Wire hooks. Some of these are actually ones because I knew we were going to be out there. These are twos. It's usually what we throw on just about everything. This is just regular. This is 2X. What's the difference? I mean, one's stronger than the other, correct? Depending on where I'm going, like if I'm going down to Choke Canyon, I'm throwing the 2X. If I think I'm going somewhere with a bunch of giants, trees, bushes, hard grass, like things where I'm gonna have to like lean on them and the fish are mean. Like if none of y'all have ever been down there, anyone from Choke, Falcon, Amstead, some of those lakes, you know that it's different. Can't explain it. They're meaner. It's South Texas, nasty. Like I swear, to be an animal down there, you got to be rough, mean, and tough. To be a fish down there, you better be or you're gonna get eaten. It's plain and simple. I don't know what it is about it. They grow them different down there. I go 2X. I go 2X a lot. I don't think it's that much difference in the sense of they're stronger. But I don't think you're gonna get less hook penetration. Basically everything we had, we changed the hooks out. Now, if you notice that a lot of those baits I showed you didn't have the hooks changed out in them, and that's because tournament's over with. I still like to protect the hooks. So I'll put different hooks on there and practice with them and do all that stuff. Tournament comes along, I change all my hooks. I'll have all those on just about everything. Number 6s, number 5s, number 3, they make them all. But that is the hook that I've changed to. And once again, once I change to them, that Wire, it's everything. They're silver. I get it, guys. They're not saltwater hooks. All I tell is everyone, and everyone comes back and tells me you were right. Buy one pack, open them up, put your finger on them. Tell me they're not the strongest treble hook you've ever had. Guaranteed you'll switch from there on after. Hope you enjoyed the Deepwater series again. Hope you enjoyed all the setup stuff, anything like that. Ask a question. I'll try to go over it if I can. But yeah, that's it. On to the next one. I'm working on, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we'll be working on a new series, new episode, new season, new series, same season, different season. I don't know how I'm gonna do that because it won't be season 2. But it will be season 2, but it might be in the same year, hopefully. I'm trying to get as many of these as I can to y'all guys. All right, see y'all.